Hey guys, another quick reading today. I think I'm going to have to do a part 2 on this, but I have had a lot of questions about Brittany Murphy. Oh, I just feel like I'm going to open up a can of worms here somehow. About her death, and then her husband passed away 5 months later, and then apparently her mum used to sleep with her husband because they were devastated over her death. It was just a lot of, it's just a lot. And I've been thinking about it for a while and I haven't done it, and I feel like I'm going to do it today. So very quickly, I want to know, what was the relationship like between Brittany Murphy and her husband Simon? I just heard he was out to get her. I don't know how he could be out to get her, in what way. Like money-wise, was he successful in himself? Some of you guys are going to have to give me some feedback here on him. Right. How was their connection? I do get she was used here. Provider. So, was he an entrepreneur? I should be Googling this right now, guys. I should be Googling this right now. Let's find out. This is going to do my head in. Simon, Brittany Murphy. And her husband was called Simon. Simon Monjack. Okay. Who was he? A screenwriter, film director. So it's really weird that I had the word used, and I just had boost his career. I'm not even lying, guys. I just heard the words to boost his career. So I don't know if his career was going downhill when she met him and he needed a boost to his name. But she generally, I feel she really did love him, and she wanted a caregiver, I hear. And I know her mum was, I've heard some horrendous stories about her mum. So we'll cover that in a minute, but I hear that she wanted him to step forward and be the caregiver. I just heard the dad she didn't have. So how did she feel about him? I think she found out something about him. I just sense it. Selling stories. I just heard selling stories. I've got to be careful here because they both passed away by what I say, but I did have selling stories. And I think the mum was in on it as well, selling things about her. And like I thought, she really did genuinely love him. She really did genuinely really love this guy. I mean, we have the lovers here. The Nine of Cups, considering the situation, I do feel she was taken advantage of, because this card here means she was very, very happy with him. This is literally like the cat that got the cream. Like, she got her man in the end. She wanted this big, happy family. I mean, I remember in Clueless, she was bloody adorable. This is her happy family. Okay, he kind of stepped in, he took on a father figure role for her, but I keep getting used in headlines, and I do wonder if they were, again, selling stories on her. I do feel the mum was in on it, and she didn't trust her mum around him. I don't feel she trusted her mum around him. She loves her mum to the death, by the way, literally. Okay, guys, I know that's a bad line to say in that respect, but it just came out. She loved her mum to the end, but she didn't trust her mum around him. Out for what she can get. Didn't trust her mum, but she loved her mum because her mum was all she had, basically. So she generally did really love her husband. She really did love him. How else did she feel about him? Possessive as well. Now, this is quite odd, guys, because this card usually means possessive or jealousy. Obviously, this is over money here, but in a love reading, it comes out of being possessive over the person because you're jealous. You can be a jealous person, and I do feel she worried about, I do feel her mum was quite flirty with him. And she was worried about losing him to her mum. So random. She did not condone that behaviour, I just heard. So I feel he got a telling off at times as well in regards to that. It's just heavy. It's just really heavy energy around both of them and the mum. I just don't feel it around the mum. I just don't. Even looking at a photo of her, I'm just not feeling it. So yeah, Brittany felt possessive over him. Her man. It was her man, she says. Her man. And the Queen of Swords to me is her mum. The Queen of Swords is somebody that can be highly intelligent, can be cruel and calculating with their words, you know. And I just heard holding her little girl's hand. So she still was very dominant in her connection to her daughter. I don't know if she was a manager or probably managed her when she was younger, whatever. But she's still very dominant in all her career choices here. And I just heard they had a pact. So the mum and the husband, Simon, I feel had a pact to get her career started again or something like that, to boost her career. And they were looking out for contracts for her and selling her ideas. I just heard. So they were trying to sell her ideas and what she should do. And I feel in a way she wanted more to escape from it all and have a family. She wanted a family. And I feel that they wanted to boost their public profile. Maybe not the mum, but definitely him, I feel. And now I know he's a screenwriter, that makes sense. Okay. How did Simon honestly feel about her? How did Simon honestly feel about Brittany? How did he honestly feel about her? How did he honestly feel about her? Sorry, but when I see the pictures of him and the mum after some of the photo shoots, it just looks a bit creepy. Like the mum's trying to take her place or something. Right, Simon. How did Simon feel about her? Oh, guys, my God. So I just got the death card here, which usually does mean a complete ending. I just keep getting out for what they can get. Out for what they can get. And I did not expect to get that for the... I did not expect to get the death card for the energy around him, for her, to be honest. Oh my God, look. Again. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I just picked the death card for him for how he felt about her. And then I just picked the mother again. The mother. The mother has come out in this again, linked here. There's something shady. There's something not right. I think she was overworked and pushed too hard, and I do feel there was a lot of drugs around as well. I'm not on about just medication for anxiety or anything like that, which I felt she suffered with. Even panic attacks. I don't know if she has a history of panic attacks, but I'm sensing that can't catch my breath kind of energy. But also distrusting in her own home as well, with them around, whispers in the here in the bathroom, which is random. But almost like they were whispering around her and she didn't truly trust them. And there must be love here for Simon. There must be love for him. Oh my God. I just got, he was possessive over her as well. But I feel possessive in a different way. I feel it's more kind of to boost his profile again. I do feel there was love there, but there was this possessiveness over her. Like she was a trophy as such, you know? And she had talent. She had talent and can take in places, I hear. One last card. And again, I feel that he did this by getting around her, by trying to woo her with romance. And I'm just going to say it. I just don't like the energy. I don't like the energy. I feel she was quite used. I feel like he was probably talked into more by her own mother. Get her to do this, get her to do that. It would boost your profile. It would be good for us. She needs to work again. And I hear working mum. So most of the time she was thinking about her daughter working rather than their connection. Right, well, I want to ask, how does Brittany, how did she feel about her mother? How did she feel about her mother? How did Brittany feel about her mother? I just can't believe I just got the death card. How did Brittany feel about her mother? How did Brittany feel about her mother? Dominant. Sad. The Wheel of Fortune for me, the energy that's coming through for me, guys, is she was hoping for a turnaround. So she always hoped there would be a turnaround in their relationship, always. And she wouldn't be her manager, but one day she'd step up and actually be her mum. She actually saw her, even though the Queen of Swords is coming through as the mum, she saw her more as a male dominant figure, which makes sense because her dad wasn't with her growing up. And the male dominant figure energy coming through here is the very creative side. So this is the arts, acting, painting, creativity. So she was a very dominant force in her daughter's life. I just heard militant at times. Militant with a timetable, random, is in almost like Brittany when she was younger, looking at a calendar, and there was never a free day for her. There was always something booked in, and she went along with it to appease her mother, I hear. And it's really weird that Brittany sees her mother as this, a strong, dominant kind of male energy in her life, very creative, and she always hoped it would turn around and she'd step up and be the mum. And this is actually really sad, because she also feels this, which is she never really got what she wanted from the relationship, and she felt really down, disheartened about it. Like, I think she kind of got the sense she would never be the mum she wanted her to be. So there's so much struggles there. Oh my God, you won't believe it. I just picked the death card again. I just picked the death card again for her mum. So first of all, for the husband, we got the death card, and then for the mum, we got the death card, which usually means a complete ending and a severance to the connection. And I feel there was some kind of blowout where she refused to work and it went downhill from there, to be honest. I do feel maybe at times something was given to her, maybe to help her relax or sleep, or it was used as an excuse that it would help her to relax and sleep and calm her anxiety. And quite a lot of the time near the end, I think she wasn't quite with it, mentally, almost like a heavy, sleepy feeling, not really with it, easier to pacify and control. I just feel there was so much control going on around her, and she generally was a sweet, a ray of light, you know. It's actually quite emotional, this reading. It's a bit unexpected, the cards I pulled, if I'm completely honest. There's just a lot of darkness here. Okay, I know everyone wants to know this question. Did she pass away naturally? Now, I know it's pneumonia and anemia, so I do know that already, so let me have a look quickly. Okay, Brittany. She passed away naturally. I feel it's a bit of both here, if I'm honest, guys. But let me see. I just feel taken off this planet. That means leaving to, I mean, in our world, it'd be like leaving to another country. But in this sense, it's almost like leaving to the other side kind of thing. Let me have a look here. The Queen of Cups. I'm just going to close the door a minute, guys. If you hold on, sorry. I've just got other people in the house. Sorry about that. Yeah. I feel it was like... For me, it's a complete mixture of the two. Also, this is a completely different person coming that's not a mum, which interests me. This is someone completely different. I'm picking up here there was some kind of doctor or somebody that could have been in on it, that came in to give her certain medications and act like somebody that was going to care for her. And it was almost like too much for her body, overload, and then it ended up in this, her leaving. Also, we have this one here, if you can see it, guys. This is the Eight of Pentacles, which almost, I just heard working towards her demise. I don't know if she had money to leave behind for them, if she had any after that. I think she had money issues before she passed, but I did hear working towards her demise. And I feel it was more like they were trying to get control of her, and it went too far. Now, she did have her body breaking down anyway. She wasn't looking after herself. She's on medications. I don't feel she was eating properly. But I do feel a doctor came in, and it was for the purpose of trying to get more control over her. And it didn't work out that way at all. It was too much for her body to handle. So I think it was a bit of both. I think it was a bit of both, if I'm honest. Everything around here is almost like planning. We have creative ideas here. Everything's about energy. The energy is all about working hard, creative ideas. I just keep hearing pacify her. They wanted to pacify her, you know? That's all I keep hearing, to pacify her, which for me means take control. Right, lastly, something not right. Okay, his death. He died from pneumonia 5 months later. I feel both of them, to be honest, were kind of on the same energy, her and her husband, where they were both not looking after themselves. They were both sick. They were still doing medication from doctors. They were doing other drugs as well, which obviously weren't given to them from the doctors. And I do feel that after she passed, the 5 months after she passed, he gradually went downhill from the loss of her and realising what had happened, and they'd pushed too far and her body couldn't take it. So I do think his demise was because of her death, if that makes sense. Not blaming it on Brittany at all like that, but as in he wasn't in a good place anyway, mentally, emotionally, physically. And by losing her, it kind of hit him. She's not there anymore. And I hear he's got no one. He's got no one. So I just think he felt very alone, and that's what caused his. Did you pass some natural causes? Guys, I just said, did you pass some natural causes? And we had the Fool, which is kind of what I said, which is not looking after yourself, being completely gung-ho, drinking far too much alcohol. It can be the partying card, the drugs card, not taking care of himself. So I feel he had health issues anyway. And because she passed, he was so devastated, then it led to his as well. But I do feel with her, I keep feeling it was a doctor or somebody sent to give her too much medication. I still feel it was unexpected in a way. You know, they didn't think it would go down that way, but I do feel somebody was trying to pacify her and get her under control. This whole thing's about control for me. Now, last question. Was there anything suspect going on with the husband and her mother? Was there anything going on suspect with her and her mother? Let's just have a quick look here. Not with her and her mother. I'm so sorry. I mean between the dad. Oh my God, guys, forgive me. Sorry. I've got a lot of noise around me right now. This is not the best time to be doing this reading. Simon and Brittany's mother. What was going on there? Was there anything a bit off there? Again, we got the working card. Working together. Working together. I just heard working her to the bone. So let's just see if it was just a partnership in respect to managing the daughter, or was there lovers or anything like that, romance coming in. At the moment, this is showing a working partnership, managing her, and they knew it was going to be a long, hard battle to get her back on her feet, but they really believed they would get there. They really believed, Hollywood lights, I hear, so they believed they would get her back in the spotlight then. So I do feel, yeah, and then, you know, this is almost like the mum walking away after it happens, believe it or not. It's almost like she turned her back on it. Which makes sense because I did hear that she was blamed for it. And this is her walking away, scapegoat. I hear she felt like she was the scapegoat and she wanted to get out there as quickly as she could. So to be honest, the energy coming up, it's all mental ideas. It's not like they had an affair as such that's coming up, which is what I've heard. It's more mentally, they were creating mental ideas for Brittany's career and managing her. And I did hear Hollywood lights again. They wanted her back in the spotlight. They wanted to be seen. They wanted her back in the spotlight. They thought she was talented. They wanted her back in the spotlight. The control was there. They tried to dose her up at times. I feel she was on medication where she didn't know where she was half the time. And I do feel someone kind and caring came in to have a talk to her, like some psychiatrist or someone, to act like they were caring and it was for her welfare, because at the time she didn't really trust her mum and her husband. She felt like they were picking sides against her. They teamed up against her. So she trusted this woman, and I feel this woman let her down, and it went too far with what they gave her because the body and immune system was already in a weakened state, I just heard. Ay. So there you go. Poor Brittany. Beautiful Brittany. I'm going to go. I do apologise for all the walking around and stuff. You know, things like that happen sometimes when you're reading. You know, I don't live by myself, guys. Other stuff goes on. But thank you for bearing with me, and God bless Brittany. Love, Brittany.